Welcome to another segment of Impact. This is the entertainment segment. I'm your host, John Russell Cring, independent filmmaker, and I have with me somebody you might recognize if you're watching the show earlier when we began this episode, the host of Impact, Mr. Nick Barber. But Nick, you have a lot of interests outside of just hosting, and you've been involved in politics, but you've been in acting for a long time, haven't you?
Secret life.
You have a secret life.
I don't really talk about it that much. Over the years, I've lived a, sort of active life in a lot of things I've done, but, I was a real property tax director. I was a county legislator.
Very community-minded.
I was a chairman of the County Community College Board of Trustees, the president of SAC TV, a lot of leadership positions that I enjoyed, but I always had this creative flame in there that I wanted to use, but I couldn't because it was marriage, children, responsibility, station wagon, yada, yada,
Right.
And I kept involved in acting since probably the way we were was the one that really sparked me to keep going. And then I met other actors and friends that were also interested locally, and we befriended each other, and we kept doing it.
Well, what an incredible opportunity to be there with, the amazing actors, in that project. You were a stand-in, right?
In the way we were?
Yeah, in the way we were?
I was a stand-in for Bradford Dillman, the co-star.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes.
And for those people who don't know, what exactly does a stand-in do that's different than like an extra in a movie?
He stands in.
Okay. Okay.
For those out there, a stand-in is an actor that would be of similar physical characteristics and height and coloring as a star or the principal.
Right.
And the stand-in would go on the scene. He's on the scene with, he or she would be on the scene with the stars and the directors, right in the close-knit nest of the action. And the stand-in would stand in to a position before the scene is shot. Right. And
for lighting.
They would take lighting checks. They would take angle checks. They would look, see if, the peripheral props.
I'm quite shocked you weren't the stand-in for Robert Redford, because you're such a handsome man,
coloring,
Nick.
Different coloring. Okay. But I did get to meet Redford, which was
that must have been incredible.
Because you couldn't go near Robert Redford or Barbara Streisand.
Of course
you couldn't get near them.
Yeah.
But I did, and I was introduced to Robert Redford by the director, Sidney Pollack, who was a fantastic director.
Sidney Pollack is one of the great directors of the 70s.
Yeah.
He's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
The first time I met you was just a little while coming into this town, and it's a great story because I was having issues. I was working. You would let me shoot at SAC TV.
Yeah,
at SAC TV.
I was the president of SAC TV.
You were the president of SAC TV
at that time.
and there was an issue where a set had been destroyed that which we won't get into.
Yeah.
But you came in the door dressed as Roy Orbison.
I did?
Dressed as Roy Orbison, and we're like,
I've got to stop doing
I'm
that.
the president of this place. I gave you permission. Put everything back the way it was, and it was the most surreal, amazing experience of my life. That Roy Orbison swooped in, and he didn't leave me crying. Oh no, I wasn't crying when it was over. Yeah, that's right. It was absolutely amazing.
I forgot that until you reminded me. Of course, I remember being there.
Yes, it was an odd night. It was an odd night.
I think, and we might have even gone out singing later.
Yes, exactly. It was absolutely incredible. And so you're just this guy, like you said. You have all of these hidden talents. You've produced, you've acted, you've done. You've been very involved in bringing films here. You were involved in Place Beyond the Pines, which is coming out, right?
I'm a member of the film commission.
Right,
sort of in flux.
Are you excited? You've seen the preview. Are you excited about the film?
Oh, absolutely. It was a wonderful thing for Schenectady, for any upstate community, any New York State community. I mean, Ryan Gosling and Bradley Cooper are hot. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it's just
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
Wow, they were here. Eva Mendes, Ray Liotta.
Well, I
Ray
saw-
Liotta's one of my favorites.
Oh, God,
I love
yes.
Ray Liotta.
Ray
you know?
Liotta, Goodfellas.
I watch Goodfellas
and-
over and
oh,
over
yes.
again. Henry Hill. I just love that. I love that show.
Yeah.
Know?
Oh,
that film.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. No, and you were also involved. I mean, there have been so many other big
The
productions.
Winter of Frozen
here.
Dreams.
Winter of Frozen Dreams.
When Don Rittner and I had the Film Alliance. You
Right.
know, we worked on the Winter of Frozen Dreams, and that was the winter of 2007, I think, for months.
Right.
And we were there on the set all the time, day 4 o'clock in the morning, on the scenes. We had, free access to all the sets, and Don and I had a good time, and we met a lot of great people, and that was a first real kick to Schenectady in the Capital Region.
What's the difference between the
impact?
behind the scenes of being in politics and the kind of the backroom deals of that, and the behind the scenes of being on a film? What are the personalities and how are things different from in those situations?
Well, it's probably reality and perception.
Okay.
That people think that all the deals are made in the backroom politics. Well, there are some agreements that are made between political parties on issues and legislation, but it's a little different. Politics gave me some training and ability to do public speaking,
Right.
to interact with people,
Right.
to think on your feet,
Right.
to be quick and to be a good public representative, public
Right.
servant.
Right.
It's almost like training for acting. You
Right.
see a lot of people who are in politics go into acting,
Right.
or acting go into politics. President Reagan.
Oh, absolutely.
So they're
Fred Thompson.
Fred Thompson still
absolutely.
doing commercials for the automatic bed. The person falls off. I don't know. You hit their
No.
head, somebody gets some-
When I saw well, see,
I don't know what that was.
I lived in Tennessee.
But I love Fred.
No.
Yeah,
I
love
well,
Fred.
I know you're Republican. He's Republican. No. When I lived in Tennessee and Fred Thompson.
I was a Republican.
Oh, you're no longer Republican.
30 after 30. I'm an independent.
Oh, you're an independent now. Okay. Well, I remember him from Die Hard 2. When he was like in the airport, and I was just like, I can never take this guy seriously when he does a political speech, because I remember he was not listening to Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And that could be dangerous.
it could be a problem.
Bruce Willis is a tough guy,
No, so I think what you're talking about is just improv skills that
Yes.
you learn how to improvise by working in politics.
Yeah, and it's socialization and that human contact, and it's good training, good background, either or. So there's a commonality between two, political or public service and being out there with the public and acting.
So are you, is this, now that you are fully retired from politics, is this an area that you want to get deeper and deeper into, is the acting area?
Oh yeah, all during my time after an elected official, I became an appointed real property tax director, an important job, but not the most exciting creative job in the world.
Right.
So I've always had this creative side. My daughters are two wonderful artists. I mean, there's some creativity in the family, and I didn't think it was me, but they're very talented artists. And I said, well, I don't want to lose my edge.
Right.
So while I'm working, I'm going to apply for different projects,
Right.
and go to all the casting calls I can. So even during the time that I worked over the years as a tax director, on my own time, my vacation, personal time, I would apply for castings. I'd go down to New York City. I'd drive down to Poughkeepsie, hop on the train, park the car, go take the Metro North into Grand Central, get a cab, rush, a lot of stress. Stay there 14, 15, 16 hours, miss the train coming back, the last train, have to stay in the Hotel Pennsylvania with dogs, and I'll tell you why. Hotel Pennsylvania was under renovation, and I saw all these dogs in the lobby. I said, what the heck is going on? 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm dead tired. I just want a place to sleep. It was the Westminster Dog Show. So all these dogs are running around. I said, I don't care, I'll sleep with a dog, just please give me a room.
That may be where that movie Hotel Dogs came from. Right there is that story.
I was there.
Well, you have worked on so many local giant films. War of the Worlds, you were involved with it. Age of Innocence.
Yes.
How has the Capital Region, as far as the film, bringing films here, the community, everything about it changed since all the way from the way we were all the way to what's happening today?
Well, great. I mean, it's a similar circumstance when the way we were came to town around 72 or 73. there was great excitement, great hoopla. Movie stars, activity, fans, and there was economic development because it brought in teams of people from New York and L.A. and drivers and cars and equipment and catering, yada yada. So it was a great thing.
Right.
But the excitement was, and even to this day, even Union College has its stake in this because that's a nice little milestone, a feature that a classic romance film, big budget studio film that was Columbia Pictures, Barbara DeFina and Ray Stark was a producer, and Sidney Pollack, one of the greatest directors,
of course,
of all time.
Right.
He's passed now, rest his soul, but he was a wonderful man. And then there was a lot of lapse. I always thought over the years, we've got to do something in Schenectady regarding films and television. I always wanted to do something.
Right.
And when Don Rittner came to town, we hooked up, and Don was a driving force, for the Film Alliance. He said, let's do this. And I hooked up with him, and I was glad to meet Don, and he worked very hard, did some great things. And that's what it took.
Right.
Something to say, look, here to the public, or to the studios, to the world. We're a film destination.
Right.
We have the Mohawk River. We have the Stockade. We have beautiful housing. We have Central Park, where they shot the Time Machine.
Right.
The scene there on the duck pond.
Right. Right.
I mean, all of these assets of a community that also is geographically approachable.
Right.
It's just a ride up the thruway.
Well, that's one of the
far from Canada. It's a great location.
Well, that's one of the exactly. That's one of the advantages to the area. When I came up here, is the fact that it can look like almost anything.
Yeah.
I have a friend who is down in Greenwich Village right now, and she's shooting a movie about the Beatles. In Liverpool. And I'm just like, well, you could have done that up here. I mean, there are so many things in this area that have the quality of New York City, but that you don't have all of the hassle and all the price and everything that you have to deal with down there.
You just said it. As a film producer and director and a creative person in the film industry, those are the reasons why we have to tout Schenectady. And have productions come here.
What do you
believe me? They find out. They talk to each other. Producers, directors.
Do you have trouble with the fact that you were sort of this community leader and in charge of so many things and so many people, and then all of a sudden now you're an extra on a movie?
No,
or you don't have issue, no humility issues.
I still do that.
Really?
I still, if it's a good film, like I passed on one. I was doing a singing contest for this restaurant. So you think you can sing? And I got an opportunity from Barber McNamara to go down and work on a film. It was called Another Night in Suck City. I don't know if it ever laugh. Okay, but it didn't come out. I never saw it come out. But you know who was in it?
Who?
Robert De Niro.
What?
Yeah, and I always wanted to meet Robert De Niro, and I have yet to meet him. And I got called to go down, but because of the commitment I did on the restaurant and the singing, I was tired and I had to leave at 2 a.m. I didn't go, so I missed an opportunity. To be with him. I mean, and
you never know. But I understand what you're saying. You're right. You're talking about these milestones.
Yes.
I always tell people, when you look back on your year, you're not going to remember all of the bills you paid. You're not going to remember all of the groceries, that you bought. Yes. You're going to remember the milestones, the vacations. You're going to remember the joyous events.
That's right.
And that's what making a movie is.
That's right. And that's why people want to participate. Mm-hmm. And that's why audiences love it. And that's why there's fans.
Right.
Because these are memorable moments in time, in history. And it's documented. You're in a film, it's like you're part of history.
Right. Nick, is there a part that you've always wanted to play that you haven't gotten to do yet?
Maybe not a specific part, but I've done a lot of things. I've done, police officer and politician. And
you were a gangster in Sal Fusco's movie.
A couple of gangsters.
Yeah.
Oh, where's my thing? Gangster. I'll show you. Maybe you could see this.
Wait, what do you got?
You said gangster.
Yes, I did. Right, I said gangster.
Yeah, but I promised myself I'd never show anybody this picture.
Oh, now.
Maybe I will.
Is this for public consumption? Can we show this
on the air? I won't identify the project. Oh,
okay.
That's Robert Redford. All right. Now take a look at that motley crew right there.
Whoa!
Do they look like gangsters?
Yes, they do.
Anything like gangsters?
They look like gangsters or possibly Robin from Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
yes,
Robin.
Exactly.
And who do you think this guy is?
Very nice.
That was me. And
very, very nice.
That was a long time ago in independent. But you know what's remarkable? In this photo, you know this person. He's a fine actor, and he's in race right now. At the
that's Kevin Craig West.
That's Kevin Craig West.
Kevin. He was
Kevin.
just in my movie. That's crazy.
That's Kevin Craig West, yep. And I did a few independents with Kevin over the years. You know,
That's
we had
hilarious.
A lot of fun.
That's hilarious.
So gangster.
No.
I played The Godfather. I recently we had a film Off Limits by Sal Fusco.
Yeah, right.
And I played an Italian restaurant owner.
Exactly.
Marty,
yeah.
In Off Limits.
Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling.
I'm glad. You picked up that money I wanted.
Sure did. Timmy was being a hothead, but I took care of it.
Told you he was gonna be here all night.
He's just a waiter, okay? I don't even know him.
You're a fucking dead man. My Uncle Severio likes you. So it's better off you stay out of my business. I'll handle it.
Nicky, I'm telling you, I don't know where he is.
Don't raise your fucking voice. What are you, crazy? Where is he?
There he goes! There he is. There he is, boss.
Why you keep pushing me for?
Because I fucking can.
Fuck
that's why.
you.
Yeah. Stop!
He's not gonna get far.
Two guys that came in with him the other night at the restaurant. Where would we be able to find them if we wanted to?
All right, Jimmy. I see him in Pinhead Susan's almost every time I drive by the place. And Frankie drives around in a fucking bright red Firebird.
Besides, she came on to me. I meant no disrespect.
Worked with Vincent Pastore
Right.
in The Sopranos. And Joe D'Onofrio, one of my favorite actors, one of my favorite people, who was in Bronx Tales and Goodfellas, played the young Joe Pesci.
Right.
Did a lot of TV. He's a wonderful guy. That was sort of a mob type film.
It's awesome the relationships that you create on a film, because I feel like they last in a way, where years and years, later, you still are in contact with these people, because it's almost like a summer camp, kind of a feeling.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like war, but whether it's summer camp or war, you have pictures, and that's kind of the experience of that. So, you have a lot of these people that you're still in contact with.
Yes, absolutely. And this is Robert Redford.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've got his picture above my.
This was from the film. I know. I don't know if you're running out of time.
No.
This is from the film, The Way We Were.
Nice.
The funny thing, if I have like 20 seconds,
Sure.
I want to tell you a quick story that relates to that picture.
Please do.
When I was introduced to Robert Redford on the set at Union College by Sidney Pollack,
Right.
he said, "Bob, this is Nick Barber." And Robert Redford shook my hand, right? And so we're on the set with the director. He said, "Bob," he said, "where did you get your?" I said, "Nick, where did you get your haircut?" Sidney Pollack to me. I said, "Well, over in wardrobe, in makeup." So he said, "Bob, take a look at Nick's haircut." He said, "I want you to get your haircut like his. This is 1937." All right. So you know what Redford did? He looked at me. He looked at the director. He looked at the guys. He said, "If I have to get my haircut like that, I want everybody on the crew to get their haircut the same way." He turned around, he walked off the set, and he went swimming down at the Holiday Inn for 2 hours. And that's why, in The Way We Were, this is my Robert Redford story, Robert Redford's hair is that pretty boy bouffant that he always had, and he's in his white naval officer uniform, and he's got this beautiful bouffant hair. He would not get his hair cut in 1937 sequence, and he got away with it, because there he is in the film.
Because he did not want to look like you, or he would do nothing but swim in the Holiday Inn pool.
I think I'm going to have to take responsibility for that.
You know what?
That's my fault.
I want to thank you for that, because I do not want to see Robert Redford with that 1937 haircut.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't want to see it either. Well, thank you.
Have you got any projects coming up right now?
A couple little things. I'm doing a healthcare commercial, being a little older now, a little more mature. I'm good at medical projects,
Right.
healthcare projects, industrials.
Okay.
Things like that. So I'll be doing an industrial as a patient down in, what the heck's the name of the place downstate? Coldbrook Manor.
Okay.
Cortland Manor,
Okay.
in New York. It's a healthcare facility. So I'll play a patient. And also, I may be in a print job Friday. I'm waiting from the casting agents to see if I'm in or not. I'm not sure what the project is, but they want more mature people.
Well, I love.
So-
I mean, that's what's so wonderful about acting is that it's you don't have to be a certain age. Sometimes you land at a point when you are the one that people are going to want. You have the look, you have the style about it, and not everybody has to be Robert Redford all the time.
That's a good point. There's all kinds of actors.
Right.
There's working actors. There's actors that do stage. There's actors that do theater. Then there's movie stars.
Right.
Now, what percentage of the stars today make like over $10 million?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Very,
Very small.
1%.
Hardly that.
So,
yeah.
When I first started, I think the average income was $11,000 a year for an actor, and their career lasted 2 years. They either made it
Right.
or they quit.
Right.
So within 2 years, that was the test. But
Right.
average pay was about $11,000.
But now, I have a lot of friends who are working actors. I have friends who they're mostly extras. Like I have a friend named Chuck Girard that does extra on Boardwalk Empire.
Chuck.
Oh, you know
He's
Chuck.
a fine actor and a great guy.
Yeah, well,
when you do those extra and background parts, that's when you network and you meet
Right.
people and you hear about new projects.
He does.
And you keep yourself your edge. You stay in the swim.
Right.
It's important.
Right, exactly.
And every person in a project is important. So being an extra is not.
No. A lot of people that were extras in my earlier, films have ended up as, featured extras and then leads,
Right.
and then
Right.
that's just because what you're trying to do is you want to create a relationship with, I'm not as interested in talent as I am interested in just someone who is moldable. Yes. Someone who can, because some people who have a lot of talent are the most difficult people to work with. And on an independent film, you can't do that. Oh my gosh.
You don't have time. Boy, was she difficult.
Oh, was she?
You forgot to ask me what my favorite project of all time was.
Oh.
My most memorable role.
What was your most memorable role of all time, Nick?
The Mattress King.
The Mattress King.
Oh, I don't know if they know what we're
They don't know what we're talking about. What was the Mattress King?
That was your project.
That was my project.
Yeah, that's right.
I had you playing a dirty, dirty, dirty old man.
I know. It was hard. It was difficult. I don't have that in me. I really
this beautiful woman. She just wanted a job, and all you wanted to do was get into her knickers.
Oh, please. It was difficult, but it was a tough job if somebody had to do it.
Well, Nick,
it was fun.
From you saving my life as Roy Orbison to the Mattress King to whatever we end up doing together, you are a treasure in Schenectady.
Well, thank you very much.
And I love the fact that you are always up for doing something interesting and bringing something great to the capital region.
And I'm glad that you're here in Schenectady.
I appreciate that. Thanks a lot for checking out this episode of Impact. And I promise next time we will have somebody on the show that doesn't actually host.
Proctors, bringing the best in arts, education, and entertainment.